Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Zoe Zandora in for Jay and Janelle. Tonight we start in national news. President Trump's former campaign manager Paul Manafort is headed to jail. A federal judge in Washington has ordered President Trump's former campaign manager Paul Manafort into custody following allegations of witness tampering in his upcoming trial. John SCHIUMO has the latest from New York.
President Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, is headed to jail while he awaits trial on multiple felony charges.
Mr. Manafort, are you going to visit Paul in prison? Are you going to visit Paul in prison?
Manafort had been under house arrest, indicted in special counsel Robert Mueller's ongoing Russia probe. Just last week, Mueller filed additional charges against him for witness tampering, claiming Manafort used encrypted messaging apps and an intermediary to contact two former business associates, asking them to falsely testify.
He worked for me, for 49 days or something?
On Friday, a federal judge ruled Manafort abused the trust of the court and ordered him into custody.
I feel badly for some people because they've gone back 12 years to find things about somebody, and I don't think it's right.
Manafort has pleaded not guilty to all the charges against him. Sources tell CBS News he's banking on a presidential pardon if he's convicted.
I do want to see people treated fairly. That's what it's all about.
Over the last year, special counsel Mueller has filed more than 100 charges against 19 people, including 4 former Trump campaign members. President Trump maintains the investigation is a witch hunt. John SCHIUMO, CBS News.
And Manafort has 2 upcoming trials, one scheduled to begin in July, the other set to take place in Washington in September. Governor Steve Bullock says if Montana does see another epic fire season like last year, his administration will rise to the challenge and he will do whatever it takes in terms of cost to fight the fires. The last predictions are showing an above-average fire season for this year. Multiple state agencies briefed Governor Steve Bullock on how they are preparing to battle the blazes. MTN's Jacob FUHRER was at the briefing and has more.
To come up with an accurate picture of just how bad this upcoming fire season could be, meteorologists look at a few factors. They need to understand what forest fuels are available, how dry the state is, and how much moisture is still in the forecast.
They are forecasting for most of July, August, and September warmer and drier than average conditions from the Continental Divide westward in Montana.
Meteorologists say that warm, dry weather could translate into a harsh fire season with the potential for many fires starting in late July. The fire season could also be longer than last year, extending into September or even early October. On Thursday, a handful of state agencies briefed Governor Steve Bullock on the preparations.
All of us as Montanans certainly have to prepare for the worst, yet also hope for the best when it comes to this fire season.
The Department of Natural Resources and Conservation, Bureau of Land Management, the Forest Service, and others are training fire crews and checking ground equipment and aircraft to be ready at a moment's notice. Governor Bullock said the state has also secured funds to train the National Guard to fight fires if need be, rather than just providing security. With regard to the cost for fighting potential fires, Bullock said he'll do whatever it takes.
We will continue to do everything we can to protect safety firefighters, safety of Montanans, and personal property. I certainly hope that we don't have a fire season like we did last year, but if we do, we will rise to the challenge and we will figure it out.
In Helena, Jacob FUHRER, MTN News.
Thank you, Jacob. The Missoula County Sheriff's Office says the search has continued for the boater who went missing last weekend while recreating along the Clark Fork River. Members of the Missoula County Sheriff's Office dive team and Missoula County Search and Rescue were out Thursday to do preliminary water assessments. While water levels have receded about a foot since Sunday, many hazards still exist, including swift undercurrents, fast-moving water, deep channels, limited water visibility, and hazardous materials, both exposed and below the surface. Today, SAR crews are searching surface areas by boat and inspecting additional points of interest in the water. The Sheriff's Department says they will continue to monitor water levels and rescuer safety throughout the weekend. The identity of the 70-year-old man has not been released. And the Beartooth Pass was closed at Vista Point this afternoon because of heavy snowfall in the area. According to the Montana Department of Transportation, travelers at Vista Point were encouraged to return to Red Lodge. The Wyoming side of the pass will be completely closed from the bottom of the pass at Long Lake. Semi-trucks and long-haul vehicles are still allowed on the pass, the MDT stated. And back here in Billings, more passengers are heading through Billings Logan International Airport this year. Through May, over 160,000 people boarded planes out of Billings. That's 6.39% increase from the same 5-month period in 2017. This increase can be attributed to American Airlines adding a direct flight to Dallas-Fort Worth in June of 2017 and improving ag economy. 9,000 people have taken that flight in Dallas in 2018 so far. Billings Logan International Airport Director Kevin Plowen says this is a great thing for Billings.
They're up a couple hundred passengers for the month. Allegiant's up about 350 or 60 or something like that. So everybody seems to have a little bit of activity going on, which makes me happy because last year was pretty stagnant. I think they're okay with the numbers. They kind of obviously, fluctuate down in the winter months. Not a lot of Texans want to come to Montana in the winter. But overall, the rest of the year wasn't too bad. I think, I just looked at the numbers here, and 1,900 passengers, that's pretty good. So, I think, and from talking to them last winter, they were happy with what they were seeing in Billings, so I think that's a good sign.
8 pit bulls involved in extreme animal cruelty cases have found a temporary home at the Humane Society of Western Montana. These dogs, rescued by the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, were evidence in criminal cases and unable to be transferred out until their cases were resolved. Many of the incidents are related to dog fighting for sport and gambling. Humane Society Executive Director Marta Pierpoint says rescuing these animals is a coordinated effort with the FBI, ASPCA, and other various criminal agencies.
So I think a lot of people don't understand what dog fighting really is. It's organized crime. And they choose these dogs and then raise them to be aggressive. Pit bulls have large jaws. They have capacity for fighting if they're trained to do so. So we do take animals from animal cruelty cases that are not pit bulls, but these are all from organized, large criminal cases.
The dogs were previously held in an undisclosed location with hundreds of other animals in a similar situation. Once the ASPCA gains custody of the animals, they work with placement partners like HWSA to help find the dogs their forever homes. HSWM Director of Programs Mariah Shesky says these dogs have been through an emotional journey, many living in a temporary shelter since February. Shesky says despite their abusive past, these dogs have bounced back.
These dogs are really resilient. As you saw, they do love people, and these dogs are also really good with other dogs. They're terriers, and so they have these, this really fun, spunky personality, and they're just, again, they're really resilient, and they love people, they love dogs. It's pretty amazing.
After nearly a decade, younger children will once again have a place for summer fun in South Park. The South Park Splayground opened this afternoon. It's the first recirculating Splayground in Montana. Billings Parks Recreation and Public Land Director Mike Whitaker says an underground pool sanitizes the reuses of the water. Crews finished constructing the $1.2 million park last Friday, and a grand opening was held today. Whitaker says the new facility replaces the wading pool that was removed about 8 years ago. The Splayground is in the northwest part of the South Park, near the playground and basketball courts. Still